Hello, and welcome to Flipping a Coin, the game. Welcome to Gambler's Table. Basically, you flip coins in order to earn money, and then you upgrade it. If you are familiar with the concept of incremental games, well, this is definitely one of them. And we don't even have to be particularly accurate in clicking the coin, and we basically earn money, well, presumably half of the time. We can get more copper coins because, well, it takes a while until this coin flips, but because these things here do have a little bit of a radius where they can activate it, I can actually activate multiple coins by just clicking a single time. And I can also somewhat steer where they're gonna go by clicking the other corner. So basically, I've been playing this game for 5 minutes, decided to, well, you know what, I could just make a little video about it instead of just playing it for myself, and here we are, basically already figuring out strategies. What we can also do is we can buy a helper. This little guy with a diving bell helmet, he is going to just flip coins for us. He's gonna do his best. He's not particularly fast, but that's alright, neither am I. And we can also buy more copper coins in order to flip more. So, there is a skill tree here. I'm actually not entirely sure on how we can get points for that. Also, he's asleep. Good night. Not on my watch, apparently. I don't know if the achievements do anything for you. Actually, let's check. No, it's just achievements are achievements. You can do. Close game, huh? Give me a second. And we're back. I accidentally clicked close game because I wanted to close the menu. Because, well, I thought, oh, I see close, so that probably means close the menu. No, it's not. We also have upgrades over here. We can basically upgrade a variety of things. So hard work here. Helper is 15% more efficient by waiting less and moving quicker. So is it 50% less waiting and 50% faster movement? Because that's kind of double dipping there. Anyways, what I'm looking for is Copper Surge. Copper gain plus $1 value, so every time we get a successful flip, we get $2 now. And if you think about it in a ways on how long will it take in order for that to pay off, well, we paid $40 for it. And that means after 40 successful flips, it will have paid for itself already at that point. And, well, consequently, because I believe each one of these upgrades increases the copper coin's value by 1. If I get another one, it's gonna be $3. And after 61 successful flips, or on average, I guess 122 flips, it will have paid for itself. Now the next thing we can buy is there's silver coins. These ones will be worth $20 per. And that's, I think, more or less the game. You get little upgrades, you get more stuff, you get more monies, and I just kind of wanted to click this. Silver coins are worth $300, so it will take a bit until we get to that point. Could ask another helper to help us out, but for the most part I'm just clicking the coins myself anyway, so it'll be fine. Basically just shooting straight for the silver dollar, which will pay for itself after 15 successful flips. Or on average 30, I guess. Anyways, from what I can tell, there is no real bias to the coins, they're just a genuine 50-50. But by the law of big numbers, in the long run, you will just kind of average out about, you know, what you expect. Alrighty, silver coin. Just flip it over into the corner as well. So the little guy, actually, the little helper, he does not flip the silver coin because he is not strong enough. There is an upgrade that I could use in order to make him strong enough to flip the silver coins. But honestly, I kind of would prefer not to. Let's see, what can we upgrade? Silver charge, $400 for the silver coin to be plus $5. I think it will be more worthwhile for me to get a second silver coin first, probably. Anyways, Our little helper is now just going to run around and flip the copper coins, I guess, just randomly deciding which one he's gonna pick. And because he also flips them out of the corner, that's kind of the main reason why I don't currently want to give him the ability to flip the silver coins too, because this way I can just be lazy, lean back and just click in one spot for myself. Right, another silver coin. Let's bring this over. And then presumably afterwards it will start being worthwhile. Upgrading the coin value, or maybe another coin would be fine. I guess it depends. It seems like when there's too many coins in one spot, they kind of push each other out of the corner. So 2 coins might be as simple as it gets for now. I'm not sure. Anyways, our little helper is helping, I suppose. We could hire another one, or 2. You know what, there's 4 coins. 1, 2, 3. So we now have 4 helpers for 4 copper coins. They're gonna do their best, probably. One of them has funky glasses, one of them has a copper coin as a helmet. And the other one is just a bucket helmet. You know what, I approve of the bucket helmet because if you equip the bucket on your head, then you always have it available if you need to scoop some water or lava, I guess. Anyways, another silver coin. Let's see if I can keep 3 in the corner. And I'm not sure about you, but I kind of enjoy occasionally just mindlessly playing incremental games. Usually these kind of incremental games tend to just veer in the direction of, well, you just buy the next best upgrades that you can afford, and that's just kind of how it is going to go, rather than there being any particular and interesting strategy involved. But occasionally I do kind of enjoy that type of gameplay too, although I would wish there would be more like incremental games where you could just genuinely employ a variety of strategies. Okay, 1000 monies. Let's upgrade the... oh, I could upgrade this already quite a while ago. That's alright. I believe bigger hands would be... yes, helper can now flip silver coins. I don't want them to flip silver coins. Although, one thing I've learned is that apparently there are strategies where you can tell the helpers to flip certain coins or not flip certain coins. So theoretically what I could do is, once we unlock strategies or tactics... okay, we don't have tactics yet. I don't know how we get tactics. Is that in the skill tree? How large is the skill tree? It's kind of small. It is a demo, by the way. This game is called Gambler's Table, if you'd like to try it out for yourself. Helper focus. Okay, yeah. We can basically tell them which coins they are supposed to flip with the helper focus. That way we could tell them to only specifically flip, you know, copper coins. Or if we just want to go ahead and, I don't know, get a coffee or something, I can let them flip silver coins as well. You know, I'm starting to realize I could just buy a bunch more copper coins and helpers along the way. That way they're presumably just going to keep flipping along the way. Why not? Then we can also upgrade the copper value and make the little guys hard workers. We also have quick flip. Copper coin can now be flipped by just hovering over them, making clicks a thing of the past. Okay, so I would be able to flick the copper coins by just hovering over them, but I'm not currently focusing much on the copper coins anyways, so I think I'm fine for now. Let's make the helpers a little bit more efficient, give copper coins a bit more value, and the copper coins are now valued at 8 each, and considering how many there are, and the helpers are working on them tirelessly, well, mostly tirelessly, occasionally they fall asleep. They actually do end up producing quite a bit of value over there. Increase the copper value a bit more. We are now up to 12 coins, or 12 monies at this point. I assume the skill tree is how much I have earned in total. So I will guess the first milestone might be at like $100,000 earned, which is, I assume, well, I guess kind of would be fitting, wouldn't it? Anyways, silver judge. Anything else? More copper coins. Although, yeah, this guy just ran to the top right. I was wondering whether the helpers were going to flip the copper coins that were relatively near to them, or whether they would just randomly choose which one they go for. So, in a weird kind of way, it is more beneficial if there is like only one coin available for the little helpers that they're going to focus on just by themselves, I guess. Maybe. Maybe I'm making that one up. At least it would be more beneficial if they were not going to run all the way across the board to try and flip the next coin. Anyways, you know what? Let's upgrade one more silver coin and give the helpers bigger hands, so they now can also flip silver coins themselves. Make the silver coins worth more and copper some more as well. And now they just kind of start doing things. I'm gonna try and keep 2 silver coins in the corner. I don't know if these guys are gonna mess it up, but I guess we'll see. Gold coin is $10,000. It's gonna be a bit of clicking until we get there, but we'll get there eventually. Oh, that got out of the corner. Yeah, now that they can flip the silver coins, I guess in a sense it would be better if I had less copper coins now, because that would consequently mean they would be flipping less copper and more silver. Like 2 more silver coins for them to have a higher probability of flipping them, I suppose. The skill tree appears to be also linear in the sense that you need to get one upgrade before you can get the other. So we will unlock tactics as the first thing pretty much no matter what, from what I can tell. Maybe I should go all the way up to a gold coin. How much value is a gold coin? $300 per flip. That is rather substantial. Please don't take that out of the corner, sir. So I guess it would be quite the investment to get to a gold coin, but at the same time, at least I also would not have to worry about these guys messing up my silver coins in the corner anymore. And also 2 seems to be like the sweet spot for corners, or coins in the corner. And we're about to arrive at 10,000. We get a gold coin. And this thing is now worth 300 gold or dollars each time I flip it. You guys can have the silver coins to play with. I'm just gonna grab this thing. The next gold coin would cost 17,000. Let's actually take a look at the upgrades. We could have quick flips, so the little guys are going to flip the copper coins much more quickly. Although I'm not entirely sure why that would be useful right now. A quicker flip means that the coins are more quickly available again. So actually, if I want them to focus on the silver coins, that would be counterproductive now, think about it. Golden bounty. Gives plus $30 for gold coins, so there's only 10% increase. A lot of flips for that to pay for itself, I suppose. But also, we are already back up to 10,000 within short order here. Skill tree! Helper focus. We can go into tactics now. I guess I don't have tactics yet, maybe I need to buy them? I'm a bit confused. It's a bit of a tiny informational window over here. Like, considering that there's buffs the entire time here, this feels like wasted space right now. Did I not unlock it? Sacrifice? After you spend every prestige point in the skill tree and pressing this button, you will sacrifice all your belongings to start anew, stronger, faster and better. Alright, let's see what the next thing would be that we can work towards. Sacrifice, and you start with 15 helpers. Pocket change, you start with 3 copper coins, 2 silver and 1 gold coin. This actually would be worthwhile before starting over, because we would immediately have a gold coin. Manual labor, clicking gains you 4 times more money, which would be nice. Anyways, we get at least 1 extra point, so I can't do tactics until, well, later. But this also consequently means now to me that we wanna get that second skill point. And then we sacrifice and prestige. Prestige is a very common concept in these incremental games where you basically reset everything, but you kind of get like some overarching meta buffs, if you will, that stay with you between runs. Alright, we get another gold coin. And I guess I'm just going to, besides that, get a bunch more helpers, a bunch more copper coins so the helpers can flip them. Why am I using copper coins? I probably should upgrade the copper coins if I get them. There's also copper alchemy. Gives 25% more dollars from copper coins. That's interesting. Because that is 25%. Which means every base amount is then subsequently worth, well, 25% more. So us adding $1 is now 1.25. Or in this case it would be plus 75. Or plus 100%, so all the copper coins are now worth double. You also have quick copper, increases the speed of copper coin by 10%. Again, I think that's technically counterproductive. Unless we want them to focus on the copper coins rather than anything else. Which I guess if we buff the copper coins sufficiently, then this might start becoming worthwhile. So maybe it would be worth potentially to just... oh, also probably some hard worker buffs so our little guys are gonna go faster. Maybe also have more little guys. That second skill tree point seems to fill up quite a bit faster. Which I think is reasonably helpful. Let's get some more helpers here. More copper coins. Is there any other upgrades? Well, there's a lot of question mark upgrades. Copper surge. They are earning now quite a lot of money actually without me doing anything. So the era of me just flipping the coins in the corner in order to earn the most money is coming to an end, it appears. Each individual copper coin is now worth 56, I think. Silver coins are only worth 45, so it's actually more worthwhile for them to use copper at this point. Then again, we haven't upgraded the silver in a while, but I guess there's not really much of a reason to flip the silver coins. Harder workers for the little guys. Which also means now is actually interesting to get the quicker flips on the copper. Now that they are functionally better than the silver coins. Well, it's not really better, not yet, but it's kind of close. And we have another skill tree point, so let's see. What's this thing up here? Aura. An aura around a gold coin increases the value of surrounding coins by 100%. So you would want to have the gold coin be somewhere else. Anyways, let's sacrifice. Yes. Do it. Sorry, but you have the most content by the demo. You can of course continue playing. There are more prestige points you can get in this demo. You will have access to full skill tree in the final release of Gambler's Table. And presumably more things. Alright. I guess maybe I was prestiging early there, or what was the idea? Anyways. Let me actually go ahead and give them the ability to flip silver coins right off the bat, and only buy silver coins and maybe only focus on silver coins. I don't know if that's worthwhile, but I'm kind of curious whether there was any purpose to specifically focusing on silver over anything else. Also curious, I have one gold coin already, right? So how much would the next one be? Still 10,000, so it's the same amount. So I'm not getting like charged more for functionally the second one. Or in fact, well, the first one is entirely free is what I'm trying to say. Right, more silver coins, more helpers. More silver coins, because they are often just not doing anything. Sometimes it does feel like this coin here is landing an awful lot on the wrong side. Eh, it's fine, it's probably just me imagining things, right? Humans are notoriously terrible at estimating probability by intuition. And yet, I can't help but try that anyways. Let me get a second gold coin for my corner. Or maybe upgrade the silver value in the meantime. Make the little guys work a little bit harder. Oh yeah, I have tactics now. Now we can tell them to never flip the gold coins at all, the copper coins at all anymore. I think there's not enough silver coins still. Can we make it quicker flip? That's just for copper. Nothing else seems to be there. It's entirely plausible that we have to upgrade the copper stuff in order to get the higher rank for the other items as well. Alrighty, another gold coin. Now we're gonna start focusing on more helpers, more silver coins. I guess the big advantage of using copper is that you can mass it up much more quickly, comparatively. There's also, I guess, a effective limit on how many helpers we can have. Let's go and upgrade silver value again. Shockwave. Golden and silver coins trigger smaller coins upon landing, creating a cascade of flips and revenue. Oh. Also silver transmutation and silver streak increase the speed of silver coins. Okay, that might be worthwhile. But also transmutation means they are worth now a lot more than before. Did I need to get a certain amount of silver coins? Because I didn't get this last time, and we don't have the copper transmutation now, do we? So I think I just didn't ever get enough silver coins to be able to buy that in the previous run. But the cascading effect is interesting. This seems to be like just a simple straight up upgrade for 25,000. Which means if we had a lot of copper coins, the little guys could flip. Silver coins they could flip, and a ton of copper around it, it would just kind of give a cascading effect for it. Effectively meaning there would be value at that point to having a lot of copper that also might be reasonably upgraded. Creating silver more, 112 per silver flip, which is starting to get close to the value of gold coins at this stage. Speeding up the silver flips a little bit. Can actually upgrade the little guys a little bit so they move a bit quicker and flip a bit quicker. And considering the relative value at this point, I think it would be worthwhile to give them muscle so they can start flipping the gold coins as well. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna save up maybe until we get the cascading effects. Because I think cascading effect means the bigger coins trigger the smaller coins. So whenever they flip in the gold coin, it would also flip the surrounding silver coins too. Alright, shockwave. There we go. It even has a little indication as to how large a shockwave is. And this is also the part where I think we're gonna start investing into copper coins. Then we upgrade the value of the copper coins. And alchemy, upgrade the value further. I think this is where the game starts just scaling up like crazy once you reach this stage. So 1 copper is currently worth 38. And we also might have kind of reached a point where whichever upgrade you can buy next, that's the one you wanna just get, so to speak. This is kind of a stage that a lot, if not all, of the incremental games I've ever played just kind of evolve into, where the optimal thing to buy is the next thing you can afford, in a lot of cases. I mean, not exactly, like there can still be like minor strategy to it, but at some point the difference between playing optimally and playing the next best thing becomes such a small divergence and difference that it kind of turns into this thing where, you know what, I'm gonna go and grab a coffee and let me see what else we get afterwards, I guess. Alrighty, coffee time. Be right back. Alrighty, I have returned. We're almost at 100,000 coins now. I guess let's buy some more gold coins in the meantime. They are still reasonably worthwhile, I suppose. Now we can also start upgrading the gold coin bounty. Is there a transmutation for gold as well? Probably, right? But in order to get to that point, we need to get enough gold coins, I would guess. Alrighty, and I suppose for the most part this is kind of the game that we're playing. Let's see how much further we can push this. It's probably worthwhile for me to just wait until I can get another helper. As long as there are silver coins on the ground that are not currently actively being flipped, it might be the most worthwhile to get another helper. Then again, the silver coins are the ones that also get flipped by the gold coins, so maybe that is not even necessarily a good benchmark to go for. We also have another skill tree thing that we could look at. Let's see in which direction we would want to go. So this one here, you start with 15 extra helpers, so quite a lot of people. Lucky Echo unlocks Lucky Echo as a purchasable item in the shop. 5% chance to automatically flip a coin again. Okay. So presumably you can stack this up to a certain amount. Morning coffee. Waking up helper boosts their efficiency by 100% for 20 seconds. I'm too lazy for that. So we would want to have 2 points for this. What's over here? After flipping heads 800 times, coins will always land on tails for 5 seconds. For 5 seconds? So basically you just kind of get a boost in value every 800 flips in a sense, or well, more like every 1600 flips. Sticky. Clicking on a coin will randomly flip another coin of the same type. Again, that would kind of require me to just click more. So I kind of would want to go with 2 skill points, I suppose. Upgrading the gold coins quite a lot. Maybe we should buy more gold coins so they can flip them more. Then again, at this stage, it might be more worthwhile to just get more of the other coins so they incidentally get flipped too. Because these scale up in money cost quite dramatically. Oh, I just realized this gold infusion is something we just unlocked. 20% more value for the gold coins. Per upgrade. We're now up to plus 60% for the gold coins. And velocity as well, which means we can flip them more frequently once they are faster to be flipped to begin with. I think at this point I'm just gonna focus on getting more gold coins and more helpers, whichever one is cheaper. The helper is ever so slightly cheaper. I also just now realized, because I have the thing where I don't have to click in order to flip the bronze coins, I can dramatically speed up the gold gain by just waving my mouse in a circle until the bronze coins flip. I wonder if there's like a strategy where I could have them start getting moved in like one corner. Maybe. Seems like a lot of work. What was the thing where we had an aura around the gold coin? Was that one of the upgrades up here? Yeah, actually this one would now be worthwhile, so maybe we wait for 3 prestige points before we prestige. I think that would make potentially sense. Adding another helper, the next one costs 1 million. We also have now arrived at the point where each individual next upgrade costs over 100,000 coins. While we do earn 100,000 reasonably fast, but simultaneously, the upgrades, or the next step of the upgrades is gonna just go up crazier and crazier. So progress is noticeably slowing down quite a bit. And because I'm not really clicking anything anymore, because I don't really see much of a point in doing so, it's basically just become an idle game at this point. I suppose there's still the skill tree stuff over here potentially where we could... Was it this one? Sticky, yeah. By clicking a coin, randomly flip another coin to the same type. So basically, I could flip 2 coins at a time, I guess. Where, again, it doesn't really feel like I'm necessarily meaningfully contributing much anymore. Although, I guess, if I'm flipping the copper coins while hovering over them, that would mean that I flip literally twice as many, all things considered. So maybe that wasn't going to be as terrible as I initially thought it would be. But at the same time, getting each individual point just takes a lot of time. We need a grand total of 12.5 total monies for the next point. And that just takes a while. Alright, I'll be back when I have the amount for the skill tree upgrades. All things considered, this didn't really take too much longer to get to this point, I suppose. We're almost there. Kind of curious, it still says about 2.5 more billion until this bar fills up, but it doesn't look like that much more. Like, it looks like it's 10 million, even though it says 12.5. Yeah, that's weird. That seems like a wrong description right there. Anyways, let's go to the skill tree. We get community, we start with 15 extra helpers, and unlock Echo as a purchasable item in the shop, and coins around the gold coins are gonna be worth 100% more. Let's do it. I probably am not going to bother prestiging any more times, but I'm curious how crazy the numbers can get here at this point. One thing is kind of worth noting. Oh, the gold coin itself also is worth 600 somehow. Why? Did I click on something that did that? Anyways, so we can purchase some silver coins, make our little guys stronger, presumably. What do I need to buy in order for them to be able to flip them? Maybe I need to buy helpers to begin with. Bigger hands so they can now start flipping silver coins. I tell them to not flip the copper coins. Lucky Echo. That starts out relatively cheap. Kind of rude to wake them up because they don't have much to do currently. Okay, the aura combines, indicating that they shouldn't stack. At least that's what I'm gathering from this. It's been an impressive streak of the wrong way. More silver coins for you guys to play with. And we're gonna upgrade the silver charge and silver transmutation to multiply the value of silver coins. We're now up to 5 out of 30 gold coins. It also says 12 out of 30 helpers, but we hired 12 plus the 15 we get from the extra stuff. Lucky Echo. The next one is 1 million. Bunch of copper coins, bunch of silver coins, more copper, more silver, and at this point, once again, we have reached the stage where I can just buy basically anything, and as long as I'm clicking some buttons, I'm probably doing the correct thing, all things considered. Although I will say there's probably more value in waiting until I have more gold coins at this stage. Then again, if we have more of the other coins, that means that we have a higher density of them, so they are more likely to be next to one of the gold coins, getting flipped as well as upgrading everything. Alright, and at this point I think we've seen the game, right? This means I'm just gonna play this for myself for a while and I'll report back when I get tired of it, so we can see the madness unfold at that stage. A little while later, everything is now costing at least 1 million or more to upgrade. And I am reasonably convinced that the tactics I now set where they are only allowed to flip gold coins is actually more worthwhile, because I've kind of been observing here the income from the helpers and lucky coin respectively for a while now. And I think the income from the helpers ends up being more whenever I was setting it specifically to only flip gold coins instead of lucky coins. Well, there's a lot of little helpers that are just standing around being unable to do anything because there's not enough gold coins to flip to begin with. Because they're always ready to flip the next gold coin whenever it is basically available, I think they are reasonably efficient, and this way it also does not matter that some of them are just taking a nap as well. And I've also largely been focusing on just getting more gold coins so they can quickly flip the gold coins. And that's kind of been that. We're now making a lot of money reasonably quickly. We're almost at the next point of the skill tree. And I'll report back with anything new or interesting. Well, it's not technically new, but I only just now realized that when I hover over these upgrades that are not yet unlocked, is basically in the bottom left it tells me what the conditions are for those. Where here I need to have more than 30 gold coins or 30 or more. For this one I need to have 30 or more helpers, 60 or more silver coins, and 90 or more copper coins. I don't know which one of these upgrades would be the quickest to reach, but I guess I at least have a goal to work towards now, so I'm probably going to try and get 30 gold coins, which appears to be the maximum anyways. So this might take a while. Alrighty, quick update. I learned that I can actually move the buff bar out of the way, which has had basically no function so far because I didn't buy the corresponding skill tree upgrades. I will say this game would need a lot more for it to be particularly engaging to me. Again, it does appear this is kind of one of those that just ends up falling into the same category where at some point you're just having the game open in the background, letting it accumulate money, occasionally tabbing back over in order to click, and at some point you're just starting to wonder whether you should even, you know, still have that open in the background. I'm curious what these upgrades are, so I will probably just keep it running, but I might just end the video here. Maybe I'll append a little clip at the end. Alrighty, the game has been running for a while, and I found console commands. If you press F1, you can put up a console, and you can adjust the speed and the money. Initially I was just kind of going, let's just let it run on 10 times speed. But then when I could buy like 2 upgrades after buying groceries, it was like, well, I'm just curious what that last upgrade is for. So I gave myself enough money to buy the 30th gold coin. And by the way, I did verify that tactics, just only flipping gold coins, was the correct move, in case you're curious. So let's buy the last gold coin and see what that last upgrade is. Where is it? Golden Transcendence. Gold coin gives plus 5,000 gold, achieving legendary returns. I mean, it's basically just more money. I was hoping for something more interesting, but that's fair. This is a demo after all. Like, in the preview you could see there's different tables and potentially a lot more other stuff. As a demo, I suppose that is quite fine. It doesn't exactly leave me yearning for more because, as mentioned before, I'm always looking for strategies or a finite or final goal to achieve in the end. Let's see, upgrades. What's the helper thing? Insomnia. Instantly wakes up when falling asleep, keeping productivity uninterrupted. Alright, that's for the little helper guys. Now they no longer fall asleep, which also means that one upgrade where you wake them up manually actually no longer works, huh? Thinking about it. Then let's go ahead and just buy the remaining copper coins. I don't know if I have enough money for this, and silver coins. I think I do. Just curious if there might be something more interesting, but I would be surprised at this point. Silver Dominion, yeah, plus 500 coins or monies. And 250. That's alright. Okay. Let's just see the madness go as we buy literally everything. Because at this stage I'm kind of fascinated by how does it even look when it's like this. Let me actually briefly do this. Money. 0. How quickly do we accumulate money? We get literal millions very, very fast for what it's worth. Interestingly enough, I think this one still calculates by total money earned. So we actually wouldn't be able to buy the remaining upgrades either yet at this stage. But yeah, this is the madness that you could see at the very late stage of the game. Minus, well, having the remaining skill tree upgrades. And as that Have a nice day and good night. I'm going to bed.